Two-a-days. Talk about them a lot in football, and if you've ever played the game, you know what they are, but I suppose there are some mothers out there who don't understand. Well, two-a-days are 2 practices a day, and morning comes rather early in Ann Arbor when practice starts in August. 6:30 is about the time they get out of bed because it's a 6:45 call to breakfast. There is plenty to eat for the 130 eager players reporting to camp. Plenty to eat unless the coaches have you assigned to the fat table, where the diets are carefully watched to see that the players in question arrive at the weights prescribed by the coaches and the trainers. Not much time to waste at the breakfast site because by 8 a.m. the players must report to the practice site and prepare for their first workout of the day. That means getting important areas taped and getting the old equipment out and on for the day's work. By 8:45, the players are out on the field and ready to go, although they are not all necessarily enjoying this first rite of fall. Is there anything worse in all of football than two-a-days?
Yeah, losing to Ohio State. That's about all. There's nothing worse than two-a-days. It's like hitting yourself over the head with a hammer. It only feels good when it stops.
Hit! No!
Because season's easy after two-a-days. Two-a-days, because we hit 17 days during two-a-days, and we only hit 20 times during the whole season. So what it is really is a spring ball in 2 weeks.
There's no way out. You have to practice. Bo's going to make us practice. He knows, and we understand, too, what's necessary for us to practice. But you can't run from it because you're going to come anyway, you know.
By 11 o'clock, the first practice has ended, and the players leave the field to a welcome rest for a moment or two. They even get to jump in the shower and freshen up. But not for long, because by 11:30, there are meetings to discuss the progress of the team and prepare for the afternoon workouts. Those meetings, an important part of football, because now is when they are learning where they are supposed to be and what they are supposed to do and all of the assignments that must be carried out during the season.
My guys are out. All right, let's get going. This afternoon we're putting in the 40 series, and in this situation now we want to make sure that we know what we're doing, both into a normal situation and into an offset situation. Got that?
By noon, it's back to the training table for lunch, and now the appetites are up a little bit, replacing the lost energy from an already long day. It's also a chance for the players to hang together and get to know each other a little better. Finally, there's some time for a moment or two to yourself. Some choose rest. Others try to stay alert in different ways.
I like the morning practice. Then but if I go to sleep between the morning and the afternoon practice, I get sleepy, so I tend to stay up so I won't get sleepy.
At 3 o'clock, it's back to work again, taping and dressing, with some time for treating the bumps and bruises that are a part of the game of football. It's just that the methods for treatment are a lot more sophisticated than they were in the past. Also gone is the unpleasant task of putting on cold, damp pads, still wet from the morning workout. Now the pads are dried between workouts. But like always in football, when there is work to be done, it is physical work. That means sometimes leaving your teeth in the locker. The body must be ready for that physical work. Some bodies more ready than others because even though it isn't fair, some players wind up taking more punishment in practice than others.
Ready? Hit! 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go! Come on! Go!
For myself, being a quarterback, that I'm not, I don't go through the physical punishment like a lot of other guys, but a lot of my closest friends on the team are linemen, and I know that those guys, by the time 2 days are over, their body's just about all wore out, and, that's really a strain on them. I'm just glad I play in a position where I don't have to take all that abuse. The thing they got to be is really you got to be mentally tough. There's times where you're going to have bumps, bruises, headaches, times that you feel like you can't get out of bed and go anymore, but you just got to do it. You got to keep getting up, keep after it, and just do the best you can. And I think that Bo's philosophy on it pretty much speaks for itself. The guys that keep after it and go through it and, you know, keep practicing and just go through it are going to be the guys that you win with.
When the afternoon session is done, you can see it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and that means the players have been up almost 12 hours, but there is still more work to be done. A little bit of the pain and drudgery of pulling those pads off, and you've got to be sore, but there is still some food waiting for you, and the food gets pretty good on the training table all day long. But after dinner, back to more meetings, more lessons to learn, more studying to be done, as the offense is put in and the defenses are learned. But there is some time to play around, too, and hazing, which is always a part of a football camp, has its part in the Michigan camp. Young man called upon to sing his old high school song.
That's pretty hard for some of them because they can't remember the words.
He had a lot of energy left, I would think, for the end of the day, which is from 6 in the morning till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Well, it's a tough period, but it doesn't last very long. Actually, your two-a-days are about 11 days, 3 of them without pads and 8 of them with pads. And we usually stay in the pads. Now, some wear shorts in the morning, but we would rather shorten the practice and keep the pads on because we think we can get more done. But it's a tough period of time, and it's one of the great things that football players always like to talk about is the old two-a-days.
It brings the team together, too, doesn't it?
No question about it. You live together. There's nothing else that we're going to do. The only thing that we take time out for is to eat. Otherwise, we are either going to be on the field or we're going to be in meetings or preparing to go on the field. And it's when your team comes together and your football team is built. If you don't get your work done and you don't get your offense, defense in, you get it pretty well mastered during that two-a-day period, you have little chance of success because once school starts, then you have to just prepare for the games rather than, you know, teaching the fundamental football that you want to get across. So two-a-days are just, you have to do a great job in that period.
Nobody really likes him, but all of the players I talked to said they understand what they are and they go through it.
Well, that's true. No one likes him. I remember as a player laying up in the bunk with a headache and saying, I just can't go back out there this afternoon. But somehow you manage to get back out there. And when you do, once you get started, why, it's not so bad.
One of the things they talk about when the players get back for these two-a-days is what they did on their summer vacation, and that is one of the things we'll talk about when Michigan Replay returns in a moment.